Hi, we're really excited to show you how to play Whistle Mountain Outlaws, the solo expansion. Outlaws have invaded Whistle Mountain and are trying to capture the mountain's riches for themselves. This solo expansion is available to print and play today for free. Click the link in the description below to download and play now. Join me as I talk through the rules and battle the Outlaws of Whistle Mountain. Will the Outlaws be successful in taking the riches for themselves, or can I outmaneuver the devious Outlaws? Start by setting up for 2 players, but for the second player, give them the Outlaw Hideout player board. Additionally, you set up the Outlaw overlay in the top sections of the game board, and place the Outlaw cards next to it, filling each of the 3 spots in the Outlaw overlay. You're also going to set up these 3 Outlaw blocker ships. One, the hot air balloon in the 2 coal space of the small market. The second blimp in the first spot of the scaffold market, and the dreadnought in the rescue space. After each of your turns, you're going to be rolling a die to see what actions the Outlaws take. Additionally, you choose 1 starting ability for yourself and 1 for the Outlaws. The Outlaws don't get to use this starting ability, but it's possible that you can use it by getting the duplicator upgrade. I'm going to choose the scavenger for myself, and I'm going to choose the ace pilot for the Outlaws, just in case I get a chance to use that later. Additionally, anytime you place a worker or one of your airships next to an Outlaw airship or an Outlaw worker that's on the board, the Outlaws rob from you, which means that you have to give them one of your resources, and they prefer a resource that they don't already have. For each of those resources, at the end of the game, they're going to get 3 points for a maximum of 15 points. So let's begin. I'm going to start by taking 2 scaffolds from 1 stack, as you would in normal setup, and I'm going to place one of them against the water bar, just as normal. Then you take an additional 1 scaffold for the Outlaws and place it against the water bar, and then begin your first turn. So for my first turn, I've obviously set myself up to have a good first turn. I'm going to place my dreadnought here against the water bar, gain my 3 water, and in this case, 2 iron. I did that so that I could buy a medium machine first thing if I want to. Now we're going to roll the die to see what actions the Outlaws take. 3 and 4, first they're going to promote a worker, which they don't have any out, and then all of their workers in the tower are going to move up. So that's a great one to get on the first turn because it gets them no benefit. Okay, now I get to take my second turn. I am thinking about buying that medium machine over here. So I'm going to go and pay all 3 of my iron for a medium machine. Do I want the hoist to get my workers out of the whirlpool, or do I want this to gain a ton of iron again? I think I'm going to start with the iron. And that is another thing about playing the solo expansion. You do not refill any of these markets until they are completely empty. So let's see what the Outlaws do this way. 4, so they move the dreadnought. They're going to move their dreadnought to the space where that will gain it the most resources. So in that case, that's right here. That will give it 4 resources, and there's nowhere else that's better than that. And then again, they'll move all of their workers up the tower, which is none so far, which has been great for me. All right, and now for this, I'm going to go here and gain a card. Actually, I'm going to pay my gold and 1 water to gain 3 cards. So the cards I gained were the medium market, the small market, and toss a line. None of those are super useful to me right now, but toss a line will be good later. All right, now the Outlaws' turn. 4 again, I'm sensing a pattern here. They're going to rescue somebody from the whirlpool to the highest spot on the scaffolds. In this case, I've got 3 options, so I'm just going to put them over here. And then the Outlaw blocker ships are going to move, starting with the hot air balloon. It will move over here, the blimp will move down one, and the dreadnought will move over. And it skipped over my space, which triggers the outlaw robber, so I'm going to give them one of my waters. Now, for my next turn, I have no other options but to forge, so I'm going to bring back all of my airships. I'm going to get a free build. Let's see if I have enough space to build my, let's do it this way. That should be enough space to build my medium machine. So that gets me 1, 2, 3 victory points. I'll drop those off the table. I'm going to pay my 1 gold to move my bottom worker here. And when I move a worker, I get a card. And now I have a large market, so I can go shopping without having to go there. And I'm going to pay a water to do another build action, which is building my medium machine to promote my worker. So he's going to go into this section here, which gets me this award, which I can use to get an upgrade. Like first I'll get 12 additional points, so let's just put these 3 back and make it 15. Oh, I was supposed to replace that card. So now let's see. Let's go ahead and use my award if there's something worth getting here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go the card because they can't gain cards, so I'm going to try to gain cards before them. So I'm going to take the drafting office, which means each time I gain a machine, I can gain a card as well. Well, bumped into that, and they got a 4, but I think their best spot is right here, getting a water and 4 iron, so that's 5 resources. And then they'll build a small machine if they can, but they can't. So they'll take the one that costs, that has the most victory points, and they'll remove it from the game. All right. I'm going to take the spot that the Outlaw Dreadnought had, gain myself 3 additional water, and a complete set of 4 iron. I need to get myself some gold so that I can start rescuing more of my workers. I'm supposed to replace that. 4 again, so they're going to move their medium airship out. It's going to go probably right here. That gets it 4 resources. There's not really a better 4 resource spot. And then all the outlaws should move. I'll replace that card. Alright, I do have enough to go to the medium market if I want to. But I need some other resources, so I really need to go to the small market. Or I'm going to place right here. Place it right here and gain. Well, that doesn't do any much good because I only gain 1 coal and I need 2 to go to the market. So, you know what? Yeah, I'll just take this spot up. It only gains me 1 coal, but I also get an iron and a water, which I can't use, but I have an excess of iron, but I'm going to spend it to gain this medium machine, so I don't have to get rid of the leftover iron until the end of my turn. And for my upgrade, I gain a machine, I get a card. Another way to spend gold, but which I don't have, so hopefully we'll get some gold out there soon. 6, so we're going to place this. Outlaws place it where they get the most points out of placing it. I can see a couple places to get 3. So we'll do that. We'll get 3 over here. And then they'll place to promote their worker. and that'll get them this award. They don't get to use awards, but they have awards for at the end of the game. So 3 and 10, they get 13 points. And we'll replace that. Now that's interesting because now they've put something out here which would allow me to spend an iron and a coal to gain a scaffold and do a build in any order. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to place right here, which will get me a coal. Then I'll spend the iron and the coal to gain this scaffold, because I want some gold out there. And I'll place it here. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. If I can pick these things up. And that'll end my turn. And we'll see what the outlaws do. 2, so they're going to take one of these. And I think they're going to place it here, because that'll get them the most points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 points there. And they'll build a small machine if they can. Let's build this one. The only place they have to build it is right here. So they get an additional 9 points. So I'm going to put one of their ones back and give them a 10. Okay, now I need to forge, which I have no gold, which is unfortunate. So all I can really do is build, but I don't have anything that I can, anywhere I can build. So nothing is going to happen during this forge turn. So the outlaws will go. 5, they'll move their dreadnought. Probably to right here. So they're not allowed to place on the machine where where they already have an airship, and then they'll move their outlaw up the scaffold, up the tower. So that gives me much better options. I could get some. I'm supposed to fill this up. I'm supposed to fill up the medium market as soon as it was emptied. You know, I am going to build or take this guy down here. No, let's put him right here for 3 gold. And water, which I can't really use, and I could spend an iron and a coal. So you know what, I am going to do that. I'm going to take this one and add even more gold out here. Not that anybody can get to it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So I'll put these 4 back and get 10. Then it's the outlaws' turn. 4, so they're going to place their hot air balloon out right here. That will get it the most resources, that's 5. Then they'll promote a worker, but they don't have any out. This turn I'm going to need to remember to use a card. So I'm going to use this card to pay gold to get a mystery upgrade, which is the one off the top. Okay, so if I build 2 scaffolds, then I get 3 extra victory points. That's not bad. Let's see, what do I need? I need something to build, so I'm going to place right down here to get a coal and 2 gold. here, and move their worker up the tower, gaining another award. And I'm going to go down here. It's going to give me another water that I can't use, and another coal, which I will use. A small market card to gain this last one out of the small market. And then refill the small market. Too bad there's not a place to build that, unless they roll another 3 or 4 to build a scaffold for me. And they rolled a 1, so their dreadnought is going to move, probably just back to right here. And they're going to build a medium machine, which they can't build, there's no spot to build it, so they'll just remove 1 from the game. Okay, now my turn, I'm going to forge. I'm going to pay gold to move 1 of my workers. It's not a great spot, but I do want to move 1 this turn, because moving them gets me a card, which is blueprints. So I'm going to play that, get 2 cards that I can use next time. Alright, so that's the entirety of my forged action, because I can't build any of the machines I have. They're going to promote, or they're going to move worker to the highest spot on the scaffolds. It's not going to make any difference because they're immediately going to promote that guy over into the tower. Alright. So I'm going to use the treasure chest to gain 2 whistles. And I'm going to go right here and immediately spend those to gain some scaffolds. So now I've got quite a few things that I can build. So I shouldn't be stuck on my forge actions so much. Alright, the Outlaws. I'm going to get the hot air balloon. I don't think there's a spot better than the one it had. So probably right here. And then their workers are going to move up the tower, which is just bad. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use this card to gain 1 of each resource that I don't have, so that'll give me steel, coal, and a whistle. And I'm going to place this guy right here for, mainly for the coal that I can get, because I can't hold all the gold. 5 again, so they're going to move this airship, and this spot's probably the best spot, since they can't go back to the same spot, and they get an upgrade, which will just be worth points for them at the end of the game. Now the question is it worth using my dreadnought? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go here, spend my 2 coal. Again, I should have spent that one. To get this small machine, because I want coal and iron out there later. I lost turn. 5, so they're going to build this. There's not really any spot they can get no more than 3. So I'm going to put them over in this corner. And then storage machine. I think this one. And since they're the same value, so they choose the one with the highest value always. Now, my forge action. I get to do a few more things this time. I'm going to start with building this right here for free. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. I'm going to pay gold to rescue one of my workers to here. I'm going to pay a gold. Oh, that'll give me a card because of my ability. I'm going to use this card, pay a gold, to rescue this worker out of the whirlpool. Put them, yeah, right here's fine. We'll pay a water to build this machine, which these two will be down here, and this one's a level below that. That's 8 more points, so just put these two back and get a 10. And I've still got one more build action I can do, so I'm going to pay a water to build this right here for a nice chunk of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So an additional 5, so I'll take this 5. Make that another 10. Alright, the Outlaw's turn. Roll 4. They're going to build a scaffold. Their best spot is probably right here. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And then they're going to build a small machine. The 7 one is the most expensive. They only build where they have workers, and then otherwise it's up to your discretion, so I'm going to put it right here. Alright, so then, for this action, I'm going to place right here, which is going to get me 2 whistles, 2 gold, and allow me to spend one of those gold to rescue my worker out of the whirlpool, which I will do. Alright, let's see what they do with their turn. That's on its edge. 6. So they're going to build this. That's 3. That's 3. There's not a lot of great spots to build this, but we'll go here. 4, 3 victory points for them. So put these 2 and this 5 back for another 10 for them. And then they're going to move one of their workers to the highest spot they can in the scaffolds. Interesting choices now. Alright, I'm going to go get some more scaffolds. Let's get one of each size. And I'm going to use this card to gain 1 more, because this one's got whistles on it, and I like that. Okay, the Outlaw's turn. Okay, they're going to build this. Best spot for it is probably right here for 4 points. And then they're going to build a small machine. They favor promoting their own workers and avoiding your workers, so it's another 6 points for them. So going to go ahead and forge to avoid that possibility, because then this airship will jump around me. Alright, so my first action, I'm going to put this scaffold for 3 points. Put these two back, make 5. Pail water to do. Before I pay water, let's think. I'm going to go ahead and pay gold to rescue the worker. Right there. Moving worker gives me another card. Okay, now we'll pay the water to do this extra build action. And we'll put this right on top of these two guys for 5 more points, putting my total up to 50. And just because I don't want them to take that spot, I'm going to pay the water. I'm going to build on this spot for 4 more points. Okay, my scaffold supplies. Oh, see, good thing I did that. They're going to get this upgrade, which will refill the market. And then move their airships. Okay, but now I have a lot of options. So the first thing I'm going to do, place right here, which will give me, for the machine I'm on, a coal and an iron. Machine to my left, a water and a gold. Machine on my right, an iron and a point. And if I had anybody in the whirlpool, I could pay one of those gold to rescue my worker. Alright, Outlaw's turn. So they're going to move this airship probably right next to me, because that was a ton of resources and points. And they're going to gain this upgrade right here. Which just opens up a big old spot in the middle there. If I get one more coal, then I can use one of these large machines. And so I'll go down here, fill up my water, gain a coal. Oh no, I need one more coal because it's a different cost. Okay, yeah, well, it's still worth doing. Alright, they're moving this machine again. They can't move back to the same spot. So, probably right here, back to where they were. And they gain another upgrade with the same cost, so that one. Alright, what do I need? Whistles would be nice. I could use more gold. So let's come right here. Got a water that I can't use. Gold that I can use. An iron and a coal. And now I will use this card. With my 3 coal and 2 iron to gain a large machine. Which would be, I'll take this one. This one looks like fun. Alright. turn. 5. Oh, I didn't replace that, did I? Yeah, I need to replace that. So they're going to place this. That seems like an obvious spot to try. 1, 2, 3, 4 points there. 4 points there. I'm going to go here. And then they're going to rescue worker to the highest spot available. And get their 4 points. Alright, so now I have to forge. And do some building. Ideally, I want to make a spot that's 3 by 3. And even better if it's high enough to get an award. So let's try some things, see what we can come up with. That's not quite 3 by 3. That's 3 by 3, but we promote one of them, which is not good. Let's see if I can do it a different way. I don't think I can. Not to get it high enough to get that. Let's just try with this one. Nope, I'm going to have to promote one of theirs to get mine up there. Okay, that's fine. So I'll start with 5 points for that build. Spend a water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for that build. Pay a gold. Let's move that guy, that gets me a card. 2 whistles, that's not bad at all. I'll go ahead and use that and gain a couple whistles. And I will pay another water to build this, which is going to send them over, but gets my guy up to the higher spot. It gives me 10 points and 2 activations. So I can activate 2 different machines. So what are the best ones for what I've got? Let's go with the coal iron. And let's go iron and point. Okay, so now I've built above the level of the bridge for the first time. So the water bar is going to raise. So first, the dreadnought goes up. On its edge. On its edge again. 6. There we go. I just realized that I'd already placed that there. So I'm not sure where that's supposed to be. So I placed this here, and all of these go up. Okay, now, what do I need? What would be a good build? I need to get the water bar to continue rising. So a good thing for that would probably be, this small market is supposed to be full. Fortunately, no harm done. So I'm going to go after a medium machine, pay 3 iron, lets me move someone and build something. Alright. Outlaw's turn. 3. I'm going to move this again. There's not really an obvious spot for it, but right here will be, right here. There we go. And they're going to move one of their workers to the highest available spot. Oh, I forgot to replace that one. Thankfully I didn't roll it. Alright. I need to focus on building, so let's come over here and get 4 iron. I can only use 3 of it. Actually, I'm going to take all 4 because I'm going to use my large market card. And then I get a coal. Oh, I can't use it because I do have enough. Because I have a whistle. So I'm going to spend 2 coal and a whistle. And 2 iron. To gain this last large machine. I'm going to go ahead and cash this in for a scaffold. Alright, let's see what the outlaws do. They're going to move a worker. The highest spot is here. And they'll rotate airships. Okay. Now, there's a good reason I have enough water to do everything I need to do. Well, I forgot to do that the other time. And I forgot to do that. I gained a machine last turn, so I gained a card. Alright. That's fun. I'm going to go ahead and forge. And we'll see how big of a spot I can make up here. So first, I'll do, no, that's not great. That won't give me a area I need. We'll do that for 2 points. Build to this for water. For another 3 points, so we'll just take these 2 and a 5 back for 10. We'll spend a gold to move one of my workers. Which gains me a card. Let's see what that card is. Interesting. Not super helpful right now because black lung, I don't have any coal. Spend my water. Do a build action. I built 2 scaffolds, so that gets me 3 points. Plus 12 more for that machine. And that's a 5. And let's see, do I want a machine activation right now? Don't think I do, but I am going to activate this to gain this small machine, which will gain me a card. Now, any of these machines any good? I'll go ahead and use this one to gain water and a gold. So I'll need water for future builds. Alright. Outlaw's turn. 3. Build one of these. Didn't leave them good spots for it. Probably the best spot is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they built a small machine, which they can do right down here. To promote one of their workers. For another 6 points, I'll turn these 4 and for a 10. Which actually puts them above 50. Alright. Alright, let's see. I think I am going to use this. I'm going to discard that to draw 2 cards in its place. Some more scaffold. So I'll take this, pay my whistle to get 2 scaffold. What do I need to finish a 3x3? See, you've got a solid wall there, so all I really need is 2 of these should do it. Turn. Oh, you know what? I forgot to raise the water bar, but it didn't have any effect on anything, fortunately. 2. That's probably the best spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 back. 10. And they're going to build a medium machine, which they can't do. Because there's no good spot for it, so that goes out. It looks like I was supposed to refill the large machine market as well. Thankfully that has not come up yet. Okay. I need water now. So I'm going to go right here to gain 2 water, a whistle, a coal, and a gold. 4. So they're going to build this. They're just trying to mess up my building plans. 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And they're going to build a small machine. Try to promote their worker, so they will, for another 3 points. And refill the small market. Okay, and I'm going to forge. I'm trying to end this as quickly as possible. Oh, they built above the water line too. So this ship's going to go back. That's going to come up. And I didn't replace that. So I'm going to build this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Put this one back and make it a 5. Pay gold to move my worker to the top here. Pay water. Build this. That says all workers in the barracks move down 1. So these guys are all going to move down 1. I'm going to get 12 points. And the water is going to rise, which is going to knock one of their workers into the water, which was the goal. And then I can build again, pay water. I'm going to build this machine right here for another 8 points. So I'll put these 2 back for a 10, which is going to raise the water line again, knocking another worker into the whirlpool, I moved a worker but didn't gain a card, so let's gain that card now. Okay. That'll be the end of that turn. 6. So they're going to bring their dreadnought back out. Probably right here will get them the most points. And resources for the dreadnought, and then they'll move this worker to the highest spot that they can put him. So that is going to trigger the end of the game. So the player that triggers the end of the game, every other player gets one more turn. So I don't know that there's a lot of point other than collecting resources and points and possibly trying to get above sets of 4 resources. So currently I have 2 sets of 4 and 1 extra. So I need 3 resources, which I can do. If I play right here, I get a whistle, coal, a water, and 3 points. And that will trigger the end of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just make our change and then count up the rest of the victory points. Alright, for the Outlaws first. They get victory points for building machines and scaffolds as they play. 3 points for each resource that they've managed to steal from me, so they get 3. So we'll put 2 of these back and make it 5. You get 5 points per award, so that's another 15 points. They get the awards on their upgrades. So there's 10 and 13, so 23. Let's put these 2 back to make 5. Oops, 4. These 2 5s back to make some 10s. And then some 10s back to 50. And I lose 10 points for the 2 workers. And you know what? Let's do the tower first. So I've got 14, 26, 36. And then they lose 10 for the 2 workers that I managed to get into the whirlpool. So they're at 136 points. Now, clear off this to flip mine over. Okay, I'm going to get points for all of my workers. So I've got 16, 23, 33, 45, 46. So let's take 46 for the tower. Put that back and make it a 50. No negative points for the whirlpool. I've got 8 points for my upgrades. We'll put these 2 1s back and get a 10. I don't have any leftover machines. I don't have any leftover awards. I do have 2 leftover scaffolds for 1 point. I have 3 leftover cards, but it's only worth 1 point. And resources. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for 3 more points. So we'll just put 2 of these back, make that a 5. But I have another 5, so we'll make that a 10. So we'll condense this. And I've got 50, 60, 70, 80, 182. The Outlaws were defeated with a score of 136 to my score of 182. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy Whistle Mountain Outlaws.